once again from ShortMeTina.com with my daily recap. I'm going to try to make it really quick today. So this is COVID. If we're counting the weekend, I want to say day 7, Monday, March 23rd. It doesn't quite feel like a Monday. I'm not sure if it feels like a Monday to you. It really feels like the ending of the week versus the beginning of the week. But then again, the days have merged, or the days seem to just merge all into one, especially since all of this, let's call it nonsense, since all of this nonsense started about well, it started a while ago, but full impact, I want to say 2 to 3 weeks ago. Not sure about you, but I'm really ready for things to just get back to normal. Not sure what that is or what that's going to look like going forward, but I really just want this thing to just go away, right? So hopefully everyone's staying safe out there. Let me just say happy Monday. Try to be a little bit more upbeat. There's a whole bunch of gloom and doom out there. I don't necessarily want to be the one to paint that sort of picture. Want to paint a positive picture, or at least try to be that upbeat person to the best of my abilities anyway. So let's just jump in really quickly to a recap of the overall markets. The S&P 500, the SPY. It's not a daily chart, it's a weekly chart. I'm going to zoom into the arrow, but before I do that, I just want to thank you for being here. So thank you for stopping in. Thumbs up, comment in the comment section. So closed at 222.68 today. I think we're down about a little over 30%. I want to say at the lows we were down something like 35% from all-time highs. So it took the market less than a month, like about 20 trading days or so, or about a month, to get from all-time highs to be down 35%. I mean, I think it's record no matter which way you slice and dice it. Most corrections or bear markets usually evolve over the course of weeks and months. This this one, within the span of 20 trading days, I believe, we find ourselves down about 35%. Anyway, so this is a weekly chart, closed once again at 222.68. Where do I see next level of support? Really, it's 200 to 210. Again, this is looking at a weekly chart. You can see it here, right? So if we go back to around December of 2014, all the way to around June of 2016, around 2 years, it took us quite some time to get above that 210 level, right? You can see right here. You can see it right here. We ran up against that level quite some time, pulling back, ran up again quite some time before breaking through. And when we did break through towards the ending of August, we also dipped back. So for me, that 200 to 210 level signifies an area of support sitting here at 222.68. I think that's another 12% or so of downside. One of the things that I've been looking at to see when things might change is I'm looking at the shorter term time frame, right? I'm looking at the hourly, paying attention essentially to when we actually started this decline towards the ending of February. So somewhere around here, and clearly we're below the 200-day. So yeah, somewhere around here, after we peaked, we started this downtrend. I've been kind of zooming in and zooming out to see the bigger picture, obviously, like on the weekly, which is 200 to 210, and also zeroing in and paying attention to the hourly to see when we're going to start basing perhaps to a reversal. Not saying we're there yet, but today we did not break. What was today's low? Let's give it a range. I like ranges. Let's say around 224. Let's say around 224. We can't say 224. That doesn't make any sense because we closed at 222.46. Crazy, right? Anyway, so yeah, we can still give it a range. Let's just say anywhere from 218 to 224. Let's give that sort of like that is the base. That's what I'm paying attention to. If we can really kind of trade above there, I want to say for the next few trading days, that might be a sign that we might be heading up. I'm not saying that means that everything is fine. Bear market is behind us. The market is ready to charge back, but we might get a sustained 10% or maybe even a 15% bounce. I'm waiting for that. And the fact that we were down something like north of 3% on the day, north of 3% on any other day, right, when we were charging and having that bull market, would have been gloom and doom for us. Like, that was gloom and doom for us back then. down north of 3% today for me seemed rather calming, considering we've had days where the market was down in excess of about 12%. All right, so with the SPY, what I'm paying attention to right now is around 218 to 224, 218 being the low that we put up today, and also the low since we've actually been in this downtrend. So word of caution too, the fact that we are still putting up lows, new lows, says to me that, well, perhaps we're not ready to reverse. However, we want to pay attention to a level of basing, and trading activity today seems as though we may have put in the low. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, I'm going to be back at it again tomorrow. If it doesn't, definitely make sure you ask that question or comment in the comment section. What else do we have? All right, so really quickly with the IWM, this is actually a weekly chart. Again, zooming out, dating back to around 2011. So that's about 9 years of data that I'm looking at. So whereas in the SPY we were down about north of 3%, the IWM, granted we're sitting here at 99, which seems like an odd print considering we were just recently we traded up as high as 173, but that's another story. Anyway, so although we're sitting here at 99.70, we're down about a little over 1.5%. You can see here we got that bounce, closed at 99.72. So why is that bounce important to me? Last week the low was 95.69. Today the low was 95.91. So perhaps this might be a double bottom and we're ready to reverse. I'm going to be paying attention to obviously that low of around $95. So for me, that is a good area of risk, sitting here at 99.70. Look at that, pay attention to that like a hawk. If we can actually hold that line, that might be a good sign. We might be ready for at least another 5 or 10% of upside. What else? All right, and then we got the Dow weekly chart as well, off north of 3%. So it seems as though the IWM actually lost the least today, which might actually be a good thing going forward. Anyway, so the Dow, we're down about a little over 3%. Closed at 185.77, but the good thing today, right? The good thing today is we traded down as low as 182.10. In my opinion, effectively retesting this super important area that I highlighted here, which is resistance. Well, once resistance of around 178 to let's say 182. Once resistance, now support. We got that bounce off of that area. Now, if a reversal is imminent or if it's going to happen, then we shouldn't really trade down too much below 182. So going forward, so I gave you the levels in the SPY and the IWM to pay attention to. With the Dow, I'd be paying attention to 182, or let's say 178 to 182. If we can really kind of hold above that area, I want to say for the next day or two, then perhaps we can get that rally, and I think that rally would be shorter term. I don't think that we're going to all of a sudden like start to trend up and achieve all-time highs, no, but we might get a good 10 to 15% bounce. What else? All right, so we're gonna wrap it up with the penny stock, ticker AYTU. Hourly chart up about north of 40% on the day. Huge congrats to the bulls. 40% is nothing to turn your eyes away from. Anyway, closed at 187, but since gapping up, right? Since gapping up in the early morning, for me, we kind of just traded sideways. That's what it looks like to me. Stock just traded sideways, although we're up about north of 40%, but that has a lot to do with how the stock closed on Friday and where it opened at today. So that accounted for that huge move. Outside of that, I think for the most part, we traded sideways. So if you're long, looking to get long, want to know whether or not this has more run left in it. Again, I don't know what's going on in after hours, but closed at 187. The low today clocked in at around the low clocked in at 165, but I would say support is around that 175 to 180 area, which we're clearly above. So if it can stay above there, that's a good thing. And obviously for it to run more, I mean, this sounds obvious, but it should, but for it to actually put up more gains, you want it to definitely either retest and surpass today's high of 198. If we can surpass today's high of 198, then for me, you can see here, at least on the shorter term hourly chart, going back to March 20, about a few days ago since this run started. If we can get above that $198, $2 area, very little overhead. I can easily see this retesting around the previous high of $298 or around $3. So sitting here at 187, potentially more upside, but for it to get going, obviously you need to hold above support of 175 to 180. That's the first thing. Two, you want to retest today's high of 198 and hopefully surpass that. And if we can surpass that with volume, I can see this getting to 298, potentially $3. All right, so we're going to cap it there. Tina here, once again from ShortMeTina.com. If you enjoyed any portion of that video, do three things for me. One, comment in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts about the market. Do you think it's about to bottom? Or do you think that there's more downside? Do you think we can pop another 5-10% going forward? Or do you think that we have, again, more downside? Comment in the comment section. That's one. Two, I do videos every single day. Make sure, go ahead, just make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel at ShortMeTina. And this is the last thing. Three, right now, what we're doing on our website is we're hosting a free 14-day trading course, essentially telling you a lot of the things that I've learned trading the stock market for the past 20 years. If that's something that you're interested in, again, no credit card required. You just need to provide us with your email address so we can know where to send the information to. If that's something that you're interested in, definitely head on over to our website, ShortMeTina.com. Sign up, become a member. Thank you for listening, and as always, thank you for the support.